Well, hey, I'm frozen. So, Tom, start talking.
Hey, Paul, what's going on? Hey, out there in Facebook land. We got Paul Simmons from Glasstown here tonight, talking all things Glasstown.
So this is working well. If you guys can hear me, I will be caught up in a second.
We can hear you. There you go. Now you're moving in and out.
Yeah, I'm in and out.
He's going to do.
Hey, everybody. So this new program that I have that works so well Saturday for the virtual beer fest is just started to jam me up here. So I apologize. It looks like we're back on track here. So, hey, everybody, it's John and Tom with our friend Paul Simmons from Glasstown Brewing Company. Hey, Paul, what's up, bud?
What's going on, guys?
It's going. So, Tom, I have a question for you. For those of you who hung out for us at any time on Saturday, how you feeling today, Tommy boy?
I feel good. Work today. I felt really good. I was up a little late that night, actually.
I know. I was getting some of your random texts from that when you always know when somebody's saying, "Yep, I'm still awake." It means that you know that you had too much to drink. So it was fun. But we wanted to thank everybody who came out on Saturday to watch us do the Cape May virtual beer fest. It was a lot of fun. It was 4 hours. There was some me freezing up again kind of difficulties, but we'll get it straight here in a moment. So yeah, it was kind of cool. We had a really, really good time. So let's get to it. We're going to get, yes, Paul, Tom did have a really, really good time. So let's get at it. So, Paul, what's going on, man? How's things going out at Glasstown Brewing during the old coronavirus?
Well, probably about the same as everybody else. We're figuring it out day by day. It's just every day is a new adventure. Every week it's a different story. Just chomping at the bit to hear a date, a time frame, maybe like give us a little something to like,
little nugget.
Yeah, a little something to wet our whistle that maybe we might see some normalcy in the next 30 days, 20 days, 45 days. I don't know. I just feel like I need a date. Need something to work to. And I feel like that's the way everybody else is. Like, throw it out there. Then we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. We'll, everybody will get mad at first about what the date is, and then slowly get over it and get to to rocking and rolling. Yeah,
it's the unknown. It's the not knowing is what.
Yeah.
People are getting upset, and I work in the medical field. I say this every week, so man, I don't know what's going on, but I just know that I'm busy.
Yeah,
and we'll see what happens, but
It's definitely not any realer for anybody than a frontline worker or someone who, police officer, nurse, obviously emergency room workers, EMTs. These people are up. It's in their face every day. Right. They got to deal with it. And then you got the small business owners. It's in their face every day. Trying to figure out how to pay the bills. It's such a tough thing to kind of wrap your head around. I mean, part of you is selfish and wants to get open. The other part of you is like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to be in a position where somebody gets sick or whatever. So it's challenging for everyone. And I guess science and time will get us back out there, I guess.
Yep.
So what I did was I went back in time to a older time of Glasstown Brewing Company. What year do you think I'm in now? I went back in my time machine, Paul. What is this? Like
if I had to guess by the number of beers, I'm going to go with 2014.
That's pretty good. And there I am freezing again. But look at me, I'm catching up. There you go.
It takes a while to come back from the past.
Right. That's a Wayback Machine. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So we were talking earlier before the show, and you had a ton of draft accounts. Obviously, That's not cool when you can't open bars and restaurants and limited amount of growler fills going around. So tell us what you guys did to kind of pivot to get to the business where we are right now.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so we were luckily 3 years ago, we were able to purchase a canning machine, and it was kind of a stepping stone. We were only brewing on a 3-barrel system, so it was we were kind of draft heavy, and whenever we had extra beer, we would can it. And but we knew we were going to have extra beer, so we wanted to get some product in liquor stores because, hey, not everybody makes it out to the tasting room. Not everybody gets out the bars and restaurants. Some people just hit the liquor store on the way home on a Friday afternoon and grab some beer, and we wanted to get into that market. And so we looked at mobile canning, and we just said, you know what, that's not going to work. The only way it's going to work is to get a canner, get it in-house. So we got a nice little canning system, Twin Monkeys product. They're made in the USA. It's a great machine. And it's allowed us to quickly transition into, instead of just kegging beer, canning beer, almost 3-4 days a week right now, whatever we can. And the only problem is supply chain issues right now. Is cans aren't exactly growing on trees. We're falling from the sky, and they've got to be produced. And there are some backlogs, and obviously everybody else has the same issue. They can't sell their draft, so they're running the cans. And so it's been a little challenging. We've been a little stop and go here and there. So even though we've been able to, we keep doing this thing where we can make more beer. We can get more out to our distributor, Kramer Beverage, but then it gets into the situation where we can't get the cans. And then it's like, So it's been so stop and go, and which has been frustrating, but we're trying to get, some bigger orders placed for cans and get that in, and finding a place to store things. Being a small brewery is kind of the biggest, issue. Mm-hmm. Small breweries and storage don't go hand in hand. So, yeah,
because the cans thing is not a regional thing; it's a American thing. So it's not like it's only affecting our area, and you can get them from somewhere else. Everybody is vying for those cans.
Totally.
No, it's funny. You consider, a smaller brewery. You recently made it a little bit easier on yourself. Yeah. But I mean, there were days where we would talk to you and you would triple brew during a day because I would see your stuff everywhere. Then we'd go to your place and go, how the hell are these guys doing this? I mean, it's crazy.
Full board.
We have an amazing staff that works their butt off. And they, for the past 3 years, brewing almost full tilt on that little 3-barrel system, and we were brewing up until the end of the summer last year. We were working 6 days a week, brewing 6 days a week. Wow. I think in our biggest weeks, we were doing 46 barrels on or whatever the multiplier is on that, on a 3-barrel system. Like we were brewing a lot. It was crazy. And now we have a nice 10-barrel system, and we can make all the beer in the world, and now we can't sell any beer. So go figure.
I know, it's funny because I have conversations with people in here, and they're like, I can't get my guys to double batch in one day. And I'm like, you should go have them work with Paul Simmons for a week. Let's see how they have it. And some of these guys are watching right now. And I was, and I would have this we would tell them, wouldn't we, Tom? We're like, Paul had a triple batch the other day. Yep. So got a lot of people on here. I got a couple questions. Dave Smith wants me to ask you about the 49ers defense. It must be some kind of inside joke.
There is. And why would you ever take a question from that guy?
I don't know.
I'll explain the story because I'm terrible. So I'm terrible. I'm terrible at that. My introduction to fantasy football years and years ago. So I don't know why, but I had no idea how fantasy football worked. So this is probably like, 10 years, 9 years ago. I don't know. I didn't know how it worked. I was like, all right, I'll get in the league. It's a league with our high school buddies. And so I'm a numbers guy. So I look at the total number of points that a player can score by the end of the year. And so I'm like, I'll take the number one defense. I'm guaranteed to make these points roughly. It's very simple. It's math, right? So
you drafted them first.
So I drafted them.
Tom, I knew it was coming.
But so hold on. But there's a method to this madness, though. Not that I ever did it again.
You backed up the kicker.
But I probably did go kicker number 2. So I didn't, but it was in my plan. But I got reamed out for doing the. They actually let me pick again, and I was like, no, I'm going to stick with it. So
that's nice friends. We would have not done that.
So, but the theory is, but look, I can't tell you in the past 4 years that I have had a first or second round running back that I picked that didn't get hurt. So a whole defense can't get hurt. That's actually brilliant, right?
On paper, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. It does. On paper, it sounds amazing.
Every person has a plan.
Sometimes works.
Everybody has a fully formulated plan to do something that will never work.
Yes,
and that was one of them. But hey,
and I have yet to win a championship too.
So all right, let's get. I want to get back to the beer talk. So. I Dave put that up there, and I was like, I gotta ask why.
Oh, there's a lot of good Paul stories.
So
I'm sure.
Well, I want to talk real quick before we get back into the beer about Paul Simmons, the YouTube star.
Yeah, not a star, but
so quarantine's probably got you down a little bit. You're a guy who likes to go out and do stuff, and I mean, I know you and Jen take a vacation and go away every year for a couple of weeks and see stuff, and now you're kind of stuck at home. So all of a sudden, these videos started showing up in my news feed of you doing certain reviews. So Tom, what's your favorite one?
I like the broccoli. I really do. I like the broccoli. The hot dog one was good.
I just watched the hot dog one too. That's your latest version. That's your latest.
The broccoli one was so natural. It was like you just clicked the phone on and you just went.
So Paul's an actor on the camera too.
I ate broccoli again tonight, just so you know.
Good. I love broccoli. I
hate broccoli. But like as I said, I'm trying to live through this nonsense. So
yeah. Well, let's go back a little bit. So tell us, some people here don't know who you are. I can't imagine who they would be at this point. But how did you get? You're one of the OG breweries, I guess, is what we would say at this point. You're in your 6th year, right?
Yeah. So all of a sudden, 6 years old. Yeah.
How did you get into this? What?
Just home brewing in the driveway. I mean, it's really, really how it all started. Much like with everybody else out there. One day a hobby just turns into. Now, honestly, at the time we were home brewing, the change in the law happened. So fall 2012, I think it was, right. When they and we kind of had a discussion like, hey, I mean, if we're going to start a brewery, we don't have to worry about blasting beer everywhere. We can have a tasting room and we can have people come in and drink by the pint. And my wife and I have both worked in the hospitality industry forever. So it's like, well, that end of the business, we know backwards and forwards. So that's the easy part. I mean, we kind of know how to brew beer. I mean, we think it tastes good. So, and it just kind of worked out that we got married that winter and took a shot at it. And, here we are.
And quickly, I think, you started making stuff that people wanted, which was nice, I guess. And you built a pretty good core line of things that people see everywhere. So, we have 856, which is, I guess, one of your flagship beers.
Yeah, it's definitely the 856 is becoming bigger and bigger by the day lately too, like kind of unexpectedly.
It's my go-to.
I remember you telling me that you were surprised of how the local people wanted more darker beers.
Oh yeah,
you're all ready to IPA.
Like IPA, yeah. And within like the first 3 weeks of being open, everybody's like, "Where's the dark beers?" I'm like, "Well, I guess I gotta start working on that." Yeah.
And you did good.
And what are you, Tom? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking of your coconuts.
Oh, really? And Tom's taking bids for that if you want.
Coconut coffee porter. I got 2 more. So, and a Lucifer's blood.
I'll give you $10 for a can.
Crystal Lockman wants to know, is Morse River Brown, is it a seasonal for you guys or is that a year round?
It has been the past couple of years. It's been a winter seasonal. So we start brewing it at the end of December and we usually brew it until May. This year got goofed up because I'm sitting on a ton of draft of it, and so we didn't rebrew it and can it. We've been doing crowlers of it at the brewery every other weekend. So, but yeah, typically winter seasonal.
And my favorite beer that you make is the Big Breakfast.
I just drank one with dinner.
I friggin' love that beer. It is awesome. And my wife, who doesn't drink beer, that's her favorite beer too. I mean, she at Beer Fest, she just makes a beeline over to Glasstown to keep getting a big breakfast. Well, at least for the first 2 hours, then she sleeps the other 2 and starts over at the next session.
Well, that's always my excuse. On Saturday morning, it's like 9 o'clock when we get in there.
It says breakfast.
It's breakfast. We can start drinking this. It doesn't matter what time.
And you've done pretty well at Atlantic City Beer Fest. I think you're the reigning 2-time People's Choice Award winner for the Atlantic City Beer Fest.
Yeah, part of me is like, let's cancel it so I can be 3, hold it for 3 years.
Right.
But like we're dying to, hoping that this is going to happen, but something tells me that the state's not going to let it happen.
Well, me and Tom John's one of our good buddies. So Tom's forever the optimist, and I'm forever I see it every day. So I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to do everything that we can possibly do to get that rolling. Yeah. And I hope upon hope that it happens. I really do. Because
at this point, we need it to happen because we're all going to need some big celebration to go all out and hopefully put most of this behind us.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm bummed. I mean that is our Super Bowl. I mean, it really is. We get to see everybody. We spend time in Atlantic City, and everywhere you go, you see somebody. It's the coolest week ever.
It's like the Daytona 500. It's like the biggest race is the first one.
Exactly, and it's like for us, like from a brewery owner's standpoint, like it's a big ramp up. And anxiety and pressure to get everything done because we always like to do something special for the booth every year. So it's like, there's so much work leading up to it, and then getting it constructed and getting in there and getting set up, and then you get to come down and enjoy, and you get to see everybody. You get to see the smiling faces. You get the reward of people who come up and drink a beer, and they tell you they love it, and occasionally you see somebody go like that. Toss it, and you're like, you know what you're talking about anyway. So like, but it's great. It is. It's one of those things that every year I get a lot of anxiety over big events naturally. But as soon as I get there and I'm all set up and I'm ready to go, and then I can relax and enjoy it. And
once the train's rolling,
it's always such a great time.
Yeah, we feel the same way. I mean, me and Tom prepare the whole time. Then we get there, and I'm like, we have all these technical things that we're doing. I'm like, shit, if this messes up, man, this is going to really, really suck. But we've been lucky so far. Tonight is the biggest technical issue I think I've ever had. Look, I'm like in slow motion. But anyway, quick question. Favorite Campbell brother, Teg or Jason? Let's just put it out there. I know Jason's watching. I just wanted to bust his stones a little bit.
That's tough. I knew Teg. I knew Teg first because he's younger than Jason. So unfortunately, I love them both equally.
There you go.
I've known one longer, but actually, I was actually directly in high school with their younger brother Zach, who I played football with. But yeah, I'm friends.
Only kidding.
I like the whole family.
I know
their dad, Brian's good guy.
Yeah, we love all those guys. I mean, I know Jason was checking it out, and I just know that you guys have a history from when you were younger, and I always try to try and add a little levity to it. So at Glasstown, what do you guys have any things that you're doing the old switcheroo on? You got some new stuff coming up, or is there anything that you think that you want to do now that you couldn't do because of the way that business changed? I mean, if there's not, there's not. But I was just curious as to.
Yeah, well, in a weird way. We're kind of jammed up making a lot of the same things over and over again. I'm sorry, Jason. I love you, man. How can you love one brother over another?
You can't.
Your brother's from another mother. I don't know what to say.
Brother's got a hug.
Yeah. But what we're trying to do. Obviously, we wanted to be part of the Brewery Strong. And the All Together collaboration brew. So some things came together, and ModTech makes our labels. They actually donated the labels for our All Together brew. So when we found out that they were throwing that in, that we could pull this off, and because we're not making money either, so it was kind of a tough decision to try and do something, but. Being Jen and I both being in the hospitality industry almost our entire lives, we felt like we needed to find a way to give back whatever we could. So we wanted to brew the All Together beer. And it's kind of funny. The day before I found out that you guys were doing the Brewery Strong project, Jen and I were talking. We were walking the dog. We're talking like, how are we going to, like, you know, if we do something, who are we going to donate to? Like, should we start our own thing and try and do whatever, and and hand out the money, and then as we're sitting here like struggling how to work it out, and we're like, we don't have resources to do all this stuff. And then, like, either that night or the next day, I saw Rob, your announcement with Rob, and I'm just like, well, there you go, hon. I'm like, hon, I know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I first of all, if we segue to Brewery Strong real quick. The support from the brewing community has been incredible. I mean, we have raised a significant amount of money, and we took our first round of applications. And this week, we're going to actually get together and get some money out to people. But I think the perfect storm of all together and people really wanting to help the hospitality industry has really helped us. So, all of everybody has been so awesome, and all the people that have bought the merchandise and showing it on Facebook and sharing it with their friends and all that. And the Rob Callahan's my friend, and Tom and me, we've known him forever, and just the passion that he puts into it. He called me today. Our friend Alvin Cintron from Chickies and Peach just walked in and handed Rob a pile of cash to do that. And I think that this is what we see amongst this community. I mean, we see it from both sides. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of things that have come through and what we're going to be able to do. So go to brewerystrong.org. If you know somebody that's out of work, that worked in the hospitality industry here in New Jersey, please have them go fill out the application. And we're looking to get money out fairly quickly. And the checks are coming in from the All Together, and they've been overwhelming. And if you're looking to try some different beer, Icarus, which I'm drinking, not a schooner tonight, the old Kevin Smith homage, they're giving 10% back on their deliveries this week to Brewery Strong. And they already donated a significant amount of money from their All Together sales. So appreciate it. So, and as Rob is saying, it's restoring his faith in humanity. Yeah. So it's cool. So we thank everybody for being a part of that. And really, our part is easy. You guys are doing all the work. We're just getting the money and putting it back out where it needs to go. So we appreciate that. Which recipe are you brewing for the All Together?
We went New England style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sticking straight to the recipe?
We made some minor changes, hopefully for the better.
I think that's the interesting thing. Me and Tom have had a lot of them, and everything, even if people had the same, it's like baking a cake. You give us all the same stuff, so it tastes differently. But it's been pretty cool, the unique on all this that everybody's had.
I think there's variation. There's going to be variations in the brand of hops that are used, and also obviously everybody's water. Everybody's using slightly different two-row. We changed up the base a little bit, and we also I don't know. We wanted this to be special, and we want people to appreciate it. So we might have went a little heavier on the hop profile than per se the recipe. But who really knows what they were anticipating, because they gave you a homebrew recipe, and I've always had a problem with taking a homebrew recipe and scaling it up to a larger batch. So I think we went a little crazy on the dry hop on this. So I don't know what it's going to taste like, but hopefully it's ridiculous.
Right.
But we're going to follow it up with so probably the following week or the week after that, we are going to do a beer that we haven't done in over 2 years, which was kind of a crazy. Yeah, Jake. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, they spent 20 minutes trying to get the hops into the fermenter today. We're bringing back the OG Danky Kong.
Nice.
I know there's going to be some. There's a lot of people have been asking for it for over 2 years now, and we finally have a contract on some of the hops that we weren't able to get for years and years, and I was tired of paying $35 a pound for it. Not to mention the crop years weren't that good, and the beer wasn't tasting that good, so we discontinued it for a little while. But now that we have some contracts on some new hops, We're gonna bring that one back and hopefully knock it out of the park with that one. And then we've got some seasonal stuff coming up. We got our Seaside Summer Wit. Tons of people have been asking for that one. Seaside's coming back. Probably a couple things that are gonna like come out first or second week of June. So
cool.
Right. Say hi to your mom, Paul.
Hi, Mom.
I know that a lot of the all-togethers are coming back out again. I know Atco's, I think, is being released on the 14th this week. I know a lot of people are going around and doing another round of it, and it was selling out everywhere. And it was kind of cool to see how everybody was going out and trying to get everybody's that they could get.
Yeah, which is really cool. 3-3's dropped off one of theirs for us this weekend, which was cool. We haven't tried it yet. We were waiting for a day where we could, QC all together in the brewery.
QC, quality control, guys.
Do that. Yeah, it's important that it's quality control if you're drinking in your brewery. Yeah.
So that means I was talking to Billy at Ludlam, and it means you have to drink out of a beaker, right? Is that how that works?
We've got a few Erlenmeyer flasks around, or we can.
I haven't heard that since high school.
That's nice. Right? Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You guys are in a pretty unique situation. You're kind of out in no man's land, and I say that in the nicest way possible.
We like it that way.
It's cool. You're out at the airport, and it's kind of flattering almost because you're a destination brewery as opposed to somebody coming down saying, "Oh, I can hit 12 breweries." So your fans are ridiculously loyal, and they travel. I mean, everywhere we go, where there's a Glasstown booth offering tap takeover, your fans, your people, your friends, it is craziness. I know that comes from you and Jen, and I know that's from the people that you work with, but how does, as somebody has a small business and you see that travel, I know it makes you feel great, but just put it in kind of perspective. Like, is that the thing that keeps you going? I mean, nobody's going to be a millionaire in this business.
No,
but I mean, is that how cool is that? And
it is one of the things that you have so many hard days, so many hard weeks. Things break down, things don't go right. Owning a small business in a brewery is a roller coaster ride of emotions that I couldn't ever possibly think I could put into writing or anything. But when you get out to a festival or just in a random situation where you might be at a bar or tap takeover and somebody comes and lays it out there about how much they love your product and just to get 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm no one special. But the fact that you give 5 minutes to somebody that they love every second of it, and it does. It's you can't put into words, or I mean you can. I'm not that good at writing, but someone could put it into words. But it really strikes you, and it makes you get up every day and go in and do what you do and keep the struggle going, because that's what it is. It's a struggle, and but it's all about the reward. The reward is people, kind of relying on you to be there for them in a weird way with your product and something that makes them happy. So,
the other, and I think that's great, and I think that it shows. And the other thing that we know about Paul Simmons is that every brewer in this end of South Jersey and your end of South Jersey, everywhere, has a story about when Paul Simmons has helped them with something. I mean, it's true. I mean, because you kind of learned a lot of it early on, as you were, one of the first people that did this. Everybody I know is like, first, I've never heard a bad word about you, but I think it's amazing that how everybody we know, Tom, and it's true.
It is.
When we were starting, we called Paul and Jen, or we went up there and he told us everything but recipes and to help.
Yeah, we're not hiding. We're not hiding anything. And if we made mistakes, and if we can help somebody else not make a mistake, I mean, everybody's still gonna make mistakes. So it's it is what it is, and
just cut down on it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. We all make such a small amount of beer that there's no way we're not competition. Like we're all in it together.
Yeah, and that was cool. Like on Saturday when we did the virtual beer fest, it was neat to see how everybody helps each other, and it's a pretty tight knit community. And I consider you part of this community down here as well.
Thank you.
I mean, although all of you guys didn't, I mean, that was pretty shitty. But I mean,
Billy.
I'm only kidding. But I think that it was. consider you part of the community, and you've always been great to me and Tom, even when you didn't know who the hell we were. You were always willing to sit down and talk to us and help us with our brand. So
I always
really
get that. I'm a good judge of character, I feel like, and I become friends with people, right? People that are good people, we're friends like 20 seconds. We're best friends forever. So
before we get moving out of here, let's talk about if we want to get your beer. If I want to get Glasstown beer, how am I getting it right now? What's the best way to do it?
Well, right now we are open every Saturday for can sales from 12 to 5. But we are also distributed in the southern 6 counties: Cape May, Atlantic, Cumberland, Gloucester, Salem, and missing one, Camden County. We're distributed right now in all those. Plus, we are starting to push distribution into Mercer and Burlington counties as well. So, check out your local liquor store. Basically, I would hope that anywhere in South Jersey, major liquor store, canals and any larger. I think most of them carry it. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So, I think you should be able to find it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty consistent. I'm froze up on a nice face right there. That looks great.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking good, everybody. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah,
we're not going to hit that button again. There you go. I'm much better. Yeah, I'm not hitting that button again. I'm not doing that. I'm not.
You guys have a lot in Passion Vines too. They're right around the corner from me.
Yeah, we've had some great accounts from day one, way back. Like Passion Vines is one of our accounts from way back when we were self-distributing, and that was one of the, like, going back to customers. Not just the customers that come in. When we started self-distributing, there are so many customers that we had, from bars and restaurants and liquor stores that we dealt with that have been so loyal to our product and have always made it a point to make sure we are on tap or in their liquor stores. And there's nothing to say. Like, people have been just so good to us and keeping us, supporting us. It's been unbelievable.
I mean, good stuff comes back and forth, and I think you paid it forward a lot, and I think it comes back full circle. And I think you are well deserved of the fandom, I guess, that you get. So,
and the
and the beer, and you know what? If the beer sucked, we wouldn't even be sitting here right now, right? So you really do make good beer.
He's a nice guy. I still talk to him.
I mean, we would still talk to him, but I mean, Jeff Wortman said the best beer he ever made was in his basement in a 3-gallon Gatorade jug.
Yep. So that was one of the first ones. That was probably our first pumpkin beer.
So if we're gonna go to Facebook, it's Glasstown Brewing Company. If you want to get to their webpage, you can always go to sjbeerscene.com, click that, go right to the brewery page and go there. I mean, they're pretty easy to find. The hours are up there. You have a really good website. Go check that out. Listen, guys, we're gonna end it up right now. If anybody's a New Jersey Craft Beer member tonight, Mike's going to do a live stream at 9:00 with Rob Callahan from Brewery Strong. And I think it's Justin from Kelly Green's going to be on there too. So if you're a member, hop over to the members page and at 9:00. And Fun Bobby's always a good time.
I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to definitely tune in.
I'll be tuning in.
Always good for a rant. So we'll do that. So for me and Tom and for Paul, thanks so much, Paul. We really appreciate you coming on tonight.
Appreciate it, guys.
And sorry for the technical issues yet again.
That's all right.
I think John's going to go back to his other program is what I think. But I appreciate it. So, guys, cheers. Have a great weekend on this weekend. Have a great week and then a great weekend. sjbeerscene.com. We're going to end with, as we always do, say Brewery Strong, guys. Cheers. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.